take you all back through the roots. I was a young punk fortunate youth. So what's the hold up? What's the ballyhoo? Maybe I was stupid, maybe I was slightly thinking I could sing the low end.
What's up, guys? This is Sidnie from the Kaya, and you are watching Bridging the Gap. We're hanging out here at Freakstomp Music Festival here in Butler, Ohio, with the boys from Shrub. What's up?
How are you?
What's going on?
Good. You guys played a killer set yesterday, dude.
We appreciate that.
You feel it? Dude, the energy was wild, I swear. And there wasn't a soul in that tent not dancing.
I mean, that feels great hearing that. It's been a long time
Absolutely.
for us, and getting back out there just felt really fun.
It's like you never left, you know?
I know.
Come on.
I know. You feel like you got those first show jitters again, and
right?
then you get back out, you're like, wait a minute. This is where I belong. This is my home. This is where I want to be. So it felt good.
For anyone that may not be familiar with Shrub, let's go ahead and just start with the basics. Let's introduce yourselves, say who you are, you know, what you do in the band.
Yeah, well, I'm Jay Shrub. I'm one of the songwriters and vocalists in Shrub, founding member, and so is Blaine. We're the two that started Shrub, and
the OGs.
And this is like a reunion for us.
Yeah.
It's kind of a beautiful moment, you know, here at Freakstomp, bringing everyone back together.
Exactly. Beautiful moment.
Yeah, it feels great. And this place, you can't beat it. Look
I
at
know. We're literally sitting at like
paradise.
the craziest lodge right now with the most beautiful weather.
It's cool.
You know what?
It's festival paradise.
This is it.
I think so.
We're ready to get freaky. You know, I am.
Tonight.
Right, tonight. Saturday night is the night the freaks will come out, I promise.
Bring your mashed potatoes,
yeah, the mashed potatoes.
You may not know what that means, but you need to bring your mashed potatoes.
Mustaches
bring them to me.
Mashed potatoes.
I'll take them. Take them all.
Some rules.
Take them all.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Origin story of Shrub. Why is this
I
band?
was born in 1983.
Damn.
It was a Tuesday.
Boom. That was the Big Bang.
That's too far back, damn.
You know, it's funny.
That is where it started, though.
That's true. When I got out of college, you know, I always, instead of going into like the corporate world life, I really wanted to start a band, but I chose to go and like work as a software developer for a while, and I still do that actually. But I decided, man, I'm just missing something creative. I really need that outlet to take me to where I wanted to be, and it was music, and it's always been music. And started writing my own music in the basement, putting stuff together, playing songs, learning them. Wasn't playing shows yet, and then I put a Craigslist ad on Craigslist, obviously. I said, I'm looking for someone to produce my music. I'm into reggae and hip hop, and that's what I'm into. That's what I listen to. That's what I'm creating. And within 5 minutes of posting it, I get a message back from Blaine Dillinger, and he's like, hey, I listened to that song. I like it. I'd love to work with you. And I already knew who he was. He was in a band called Jacob Freely and the Mixtape Bandits, and they were amazing, and we loved them. And it was Shrub, just like that. When we started working on an album, we put out an album called Senorita. Very proud of that album. It's just an EP, 6 songs. We started touring together, playing shows. We built a band around it. We played for, maybe like 3-4 years together. Played with people like Yellow Man and Collie Buds, Tribal Seeds.
You guys are always around.
Yeah, we were doing that, and it was fun. And one day he just said, hey man, I'm moving to California. And I said, he said, come with me. He's like, come with me. I'm like, oh, I wish I could. You know, I got a kid. She's my life. So I stayed in Columbus and kept the band kind of routing from there, you know, kept it more central to Columbus. We toured a lot. Did a lot of tours with Badfish, this Sublime tribute band. They've been nothing but amazing to us. Blaine went and played with, you can tell your story, I don't have to talk.
No, keep going, man.
Okay.
This is a Shrub interview.
No, you're Shrub.
He played with Clear Conscience in Northern California, in the Bay Area. Great guys, big ups to Jeff. And then, now you're with who?
Hyrie.
Yeah, he's with Hyrie.
You're a talented man, I tell you.
I'm a busy man.
Yeah, that's for sure. Look, you have the best mohawk in the business, and I think I say that.
I thought I did until we played. We're on tour with Hyrie, and can't remember where we were, like Minnesota or something. And I walked to the side of the stage, and this dude's got a mohawk twice as big, jet red.
Whoa!
And I like walked up there, and I walked back like this.
That's
just
true.
Immediately, just like deflated.
Yeah.
So did you play the show?
I did on the opposite side of the stage.
Yeah, you had to.
Around towards the speaker, just.
I would have left. You lost already.
I did.
Show's canceled, everybody. The Hawk's not high enough.
Going
I
home.
guess there's always a bigger hawk somewhere. You just never know. All right. Well.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. we got it. We got what we needed.
That was
to
it.
know.
That's the history of
Shrub
right there.
Is about. We're getting the good stuff, you guys. That filling, you know, in the middle. So you guys have a good kind of blend of genres that, you know, kind of creep into the Shrub songs.
Yeah.
What are some of your personal musical influences growing up, you know, that have kind of especially influenced you, you know, either songwriting or, you know, with the guitar?
Yeah, so for me, you know, growing up, I was listening to like 70s stuff with my parents, right? Like people like Dr. Hook, right? But then when I reached like the 80s, because I'm old, I'm 42. When I reached the 80s, I started listening to like Michael Jackson, stuff like that. 90s hit, it was hip hop. It was Cypress Hill, Black Sheep,
Right.
Tribe Called Quest, stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I went to a Buju Banton concert in 1996. Barris Hammond, Buju Banton, not Steel Pulse, it was someone else. They were really good. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, there's more than Bob Marley in this reggae scene. There's this dude, Buju
insane,
Banton,
yeah.
and he is losing his mind on stage. And I fell in love. I mean, now granted, I'd eaten like 37 brownies probably that day, right? Which is not it's
So
not,
you
it's a
were
pretty normal day for
in
me.
the Shrub zone.
Yeah, but that's pretty normal. But it blew me away. And then I came back and I worked at a record store, a place called Finders Records in Bowling Green, Ohio. And it was like, still to this day, one of the absolute coolest record stores.
Nice.
If you're looking for vinyl right now, it's unbelievable.
That's the go-to.
And I worked the reggae room. And so I just discovered reggae. I had the reggae hip hop room, and we had free CDs given from every reggae artist sent free CDs to us. And we had like, literally hundreds of CDs, and I just listened to all of them. And I learned everything I could about it. And then I said, man, I'm gonna start writing some reggae music. And I love hip hop so much, and I feel like I'm a better rapper than I am a singer. And I just tend to write to that. I write a little bit of melodic stuff,
Got a good like
hip-hop
rhythmic,
stuff.
flow, especially in your like more vocal heavy, melody stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
You still carry that same flow in it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And I love writing to people that are singing melodies. And sometimes I can pull it off, and sometimes I can't. So I bring other people on and say, hey, sing this shit. I can't do this.
Collaboration,
I can't do this. But no, that's bands today that influence me though. I love the movement. I'm a huge movement fan.
The new album is really, really good.
Yeah, their whole catalog just blows me away. We were listening to The Green for the last couple of days a lot again. We keep coming back to that. That's, and I could go on, but just lately, if I could make an album like the movement makes, I would just retire and say, hey,
hang up.
Here it is. See ya.
This is
so that's how I feel about
that.
that.
Awesome. What about you?
Oh, honestly, funny story. I never played or listened to much reggae before I met Jay.
Really?
Yeah. I was playing in like a pop/alt country band.
Nice.
That band that he had mentioned earlier, and I was going to school for jazz studies, and I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock and a lot of funk and soul music and stuff like that. And I think the first non-Bob Marley reggae artist also was Buju.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. that was like, man. This is it. This is fire.
Dude,
That In a Heights album by Buju is why I fell in love with reggae music. In a Heights.
That's what did it.
Unbelievable album from start to finish. But anyway.
That's
cool that it's Buju too. That's
Jay
crazy.
Started introducing me to all these bands, and we'd play these shows, and he'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna open for Tribal Seeds." I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Listen to Tribal Seeds." Or, "Oh, we're gonna open for Revolution." Who?
Yeah.
And then, "Oh, listen to Revolution." So this guy is basically single-handedly responsible for what I'm doing right now.
Reggae
Damn,
mentor.
the catalyst.
Yeah, right. You were the reason.
He opened my eyes to this whole other world that I didn't even know existed. That's amazing.
And why Shrub could be here at Freakstomp today.
That's true. But you know what about that Revolution show? This is funny and horrible for us at the same time. We have this place called Newport Music Hall in Columbus, Ohio, and it's like one of the spots to be, right? When you're like an up-and-coming band. And we are a young band. We don't even know more than 40 minutes of material, right? And we play there on a Friday or something, and it was amazing. Our first time playing there, the crowd went nuts. 2 days later, we get a last-minute phone call from Newport, and they're like, listen, Iration and the opening band can't play the show. Can you play with Revolution tonight? And we were like, this is a dream come true. So we go and play the show. We get done with our 45-minute set. Crowd's like, oh, that was great. We love it. We're like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? Because we're so young and naive, and this is so green to us. And then we walk off stage, and they go, no, go back out and play more. We're like, but we don't know anything else. And they're like, no, go back out there. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay. And so we were in the studio at the time out in Weed, California. We had just gotten back, and we recorded a couple really okay tunes, but not good tunes, right? So they're really bad. Really is what that means. And then we had a decent tune that we had never practiced or rehearsed. So we get out there and we try playing the song called Supergirl, which is about my daughter, which, you know, is not something we really play live even to this day. And we play it, and the crowd's like, okay, that was all right. And then the next song we played was, I'm like, now we're going to play a pop song I wrote. And everyone's like, boo. And then we play this song, it's called Send Me a Picture, and it's this cheesy, like, you know, this is a long time ago, like, hey, send me a naked picture, which is so stupid. And it was so cheesy and straightforward. It was such a bad song, right? And it's out there, and it's fully finished and produced. If we ever release it, I'm sorry. But we played that, and then everyone's like, it was the boos, just he wasn't even loud. The only time I've ever been booed off stage before. So then we get off the stage, and I kid you not, they were like, no, get back out there. And I'm like, no, oh no. I'm like, no, this is not what I want. And they're like, no, you need to help us. Eric is not here right now. He's still in Kansas City. And I'm like, oh no.
His flight got delayed.
Oh no. So the Revolution was all there except Eric wasn't. And it was like 11 o'clock or something p.m. maybe. I don't know. It was late. And the crowd was just like, no.
They're like throwing t-shirts. Come on, guys.
Please don't hate us. Don't boo at us, please. Oh, it was so bad.
In your bag, just like, what can we give away?
So anyway, we experienced that too. So it was fun opening up for them, but that was really, it really was hard for us getting booed before that.
And for the record, I love Supergirl, and we're gonna play it.
Really?
And it's gonna be amazing.
Well, I love Supergirl too. She's awesome.
Redemption.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Look out for it.
There we go. We need it, you know. Now the people are gonna be waiting.
Oh man.
Right?
Damn.
Oh well, you know, there's never a short of excitement, you know, for a working band on the road. No. I know that it comes with its pros and its cons and its rewards and its failures.
It'd be amazing when it's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
Absolutely. So you know what? When you have it, you know, ride the high.
No, you have to. You got to forget about that.
Yeah,
you got to laugh about that. That was a funny night.
Yeah.
There were reviews on Ticketmaster like, oh, I went to the Revolution and Shrub show, and that went way too long. Why did that band play so long? I was like, they sucked. You know, I'm like, oh no. Sorry, get back on topic. Yeah. It was just so funny.
No, that's what we're talking about here. It is the true life of you know, festivals and shows behind the scenes. That's what our show Bridging the Gap is all about.
Okay.
We want to show the people all the things that, you know, they don't know. They show up when the doors open. You know, they come in, they're excited. You know, they see you go on. Then, you know, you go off. Maybe you say hey. But they don't know how many hurdles you had to jump, probably.
Oh, it's every day.
8 a.m., you know.
If you knew the week we had right now, you would just be like, wow, that was...
So we had a whole episode dedicated just to this week.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, you guys want to follow us? Yeah. You watch what happens?
Yeah. Are we going to start this documentary of, like, the Shrub leading up to Freakstomp?
Judging by how my week's been, like, if we were walking down this, the odds of my leg just falling off is higher than you'd think. Yeah. Like, that's how the week... No. We got to pull it all together, though. We did, and I think this guy, honestly, I tell him every day for the last 5 days, he's the MVP of the Shrub band right now. So he really put it all together, and you know, we're working on a new album, Blaine and I are, and it's like so important for us to like showcase the music, the way we're writing it, and the way we want it to come across. And he's a pro, and he just takes the time to make sure the show is where we want it to be, even given, you know, some of the last minute changes we had to make. We really felt like we felt comfortable out there, and you know, we made a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, it's just like whenever you're creating new music, you know, it evolves over time.
Yeah,
the songs are still evolving.
Sometimes
you know, the album's not done.
Do things you're like, oh wow,
it's amazing. This week alone, like there's stuff in rehearsal we were doing, and we're like, oh, we got to add that to the album.
Like,
you know, that's going to be really nice.
That's it right there.
So we're at a fun point. This is a really cool point to be at when you're putting an album together, and and that's where we're at right now.
Beta test the songs on the stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You get you get real time feedback, you know, on how people are feeling, and I know the Freakstomp family just as a whole is just like a lover of music, so you get the most true, you know, criticisms, I feel like, that you could get. Because these people, they're tight knit, you know, they know what they're about.
And historically, like, you know, a lot of people here, you know, have seen us a few times. You know, this is somewhat, you know, a crowd that we're familiar with in the Ohio area and stuff. And, you know, you get those older fans that have been around for a while, and they'll come up here to the show, and you never know how it's going to go when they hear new stuff. And, you know, hearing the feedback from them, it just feels good that, you know, the people still want to hear Shrub, and they love it, because we have taken a break for a while. We've been on a hiatus. And, you know, sometimes you just have to recharge the batteries. At the end of the day, it's the simplest way to say it. You just need to figure out what your goals are. You know, are you doing things, you know, with your soul? Is it your ego? Is it whatever it is? And you have to find what works to make you tick. And being creative is really, at the end of the day, what makes me tick. And Blaine, being such a performer and a creative side at the same time, you know, I'm like a sponge with him around, you know. I mean, he's taking his game
together,
and he's taking his game to this level.
About this high, bro.
And I just appreciate it, man.
No,
So
I think it's beautiful. You know, things happen for a reason. People come back together, you know, at the right time for the right purpose. And I'm really glad that we all get to share this with you. I have to be honest, I have been a really big fan for about 10 years. I've been like, I've been geeking out. I've been really trying to be cool.
Is
but
that real?
No, yeah, it's
so
really awesome. You know, I've only been on this side. I'm from Las Vegas, and so, you know, I saw some shows with Badfish, and, you know.
Oh, did you go to the Vegas? Were you at House of Blues?
No,
in
and
Vegas?
that's why I had such like home, you know, sickness that day.
That show was great.
I was like sitting in like.
Oh, you know who was on that show? Bud Goff from Sublime was the drummer on that show. Right. He did like 3 or 4 shows with us on that run, like with Badfish, you know, with Badfish. And just getting to be there with him and the stories he would tell was just, I don't know, it's very humbling, and you kind of just take time to sit back and listen to
it's an immense journey, you know.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
The whole music thing.
Yeah, this whole scene has been an amazing ride to be a part of, you know. Just carve our little tiny niche.
Yeah, right?
You know?
And you did, you know, in Freakstomp, and this is an amazing, you know, event that the boys have put together, and all the amazing hard workers.
Mad props to Tropodelic.
Yeah, everyone responsible. This is incredible, you know, the overall turnout, and just, I can't wait. The weekend's not over, so I'm ready for
Tonight's
trouble.
going to be off the hook.
Yeah.
Last night was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was just sitting on the side of the stage going, wow, this is a really, really, really good night of music. And they killed it.
The collaborations are crazy, you know, and you can always expect it with this family. They love, you know, just kind of hopping on, and I'm really excited for tonight. Do you have anyone that you'd particularly like to see collaborate tonight off the bill?
Ooh, you know, I got to play a couple shows with Mike Pinto before, and he's such a good dude.
Mike's amazing.
Yeah, and he's really good.
He was just in Wilmington recently, too.
I would love to see him up there with Trop at the end of the night. I think that would be really cool to see that.
That would be wild.
I'd like to see Brandon from Bumpin' Uglies join, like, Mike Pinto, too. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. You know, something like that would be really cool to see. I don't know. There's just this whole festival, the collaborations that we've seen. You know, some of my old bandmates have a band here, the Quasi Kings.
Yes.
You know, they sound great.
Quasi.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's nice to see them. I mean, be awesome. Maybe you might see a Shrub appearance on that set tonight. You never know. Talked about maybe doing it, so we'll see what happens.
Hey.
But it's just been fun because, you know, so much about the Freakstomp Fest is relationships with these bands on the bill. Everybody knows each other really well. Yeah. And that's cool.
It's a constant walk of, hey, how you doing? What's up? You know?
Exactly. You know, from the people here, the festival goers, to the bands, everybody kind of feels like it's family.
Absolutely.
You know, Trop has built a family here, so that's been really fun.
It's pretty incredible.
It is. It's really incredible.
I mean, I'm just in awe. You know, this is my first time at Freakstomp, so.
Same here. I've never been here.
This is, you know, our introduction to the family, so you know what, as long as they'll have us back, we'll be here, you know?
Absolutely.
So let's do like a little recruitment, why someone should come to Freakstomp next year. They've never heard of it, they don't know anything about it. How would you sell Freakstomp?
Yep, so what I'd say this is, you know, the Ohio music scene in the reggae rock world is really strong.
Yeah.
And these people are diehards. They love the music, they love the scene inside and out, and they like the message of, you know, everybody getting together and being a family and one, and just letting go, letting loose, enjoying the moment, no trouble, just have fun, be crazy too.
Yeah.
Like, let's dress up like pirates, let's get a mustache,
yes.
get rid of your beard.
Mustache earlier.
Like, everyone's like, no, you have to shave that beard.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, but I had this so long, and they're like, nope, you have to. So I might have to do that tonight. I don't want to, but I might have to.
Wow.
That's what I'm
Be
saying.
prepared,
I might have to.
You're not safe.
Just the goat. Like leave these and then up to the.
I don't know. Is that legal here? Like, am I allowed to have that kind of mustache?
I think the fine print said chin hair.
Chin hair.
You know,
I mean that look comes with probation, but that's not bad.
Yeah, you know, it grows back.
What if I go home? My daughter's like, Dad, no.
No.
What am I gonna do? She's already embarrassed me as it is.
Yeah, she's like, look,
She
okay,
is.
this is the last straw.
She's like, Dad, are you still rapping in that reggae band? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, are you still doing that shrub stuff, which is, you know, smoking herb and eating edibles? She calls it the shrub stuff.
It
and
is
I'm like,
shrub stuff.
And I'm like, oh no, you know.
She's on to me.
She's like always giving me shit. Such a bad dad.
Oh, you know, you're out here hustling, you know.
I love it.
So,
it's so much fun.
That's all you can
It really
do.
is. Being on that stage is a drug.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's just the energy of the crowd.
Especially when you look out and everyone's just like jumping and screaming your words back at you.
Oh, it's
you
an
know,
unbelievable
like,
feeling.
I mean, that's cool. And you know,
so
there's such a deep-rooted community and deep-rooted love and everything. And I know that Shrub has so much, you know, room to really expand into the atmosphere.
That's very true. We got a lot of hard work to do, man.
Yeah, well, it's all about that. I mean,
It is. We gotta get this album done.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
What are you
come
doing
on.
tomorrow?
I need to hear.
Let me
Come on, check the schedule.
All right.
You got anything going on tomorrow?
Let's see.
We need to figure this out.
Look out for the new album tomorrow.
Yep. Comes out tomorrow on all streaming medias.
Yeah, just check your phone. It's like that U2 album. It'll just be on there.
Oh my
you know?
goodness. No, but I'm super excited for it. It's going to be the culmination of a lot of hard work and a lot of just a lot of really good songwriting, man.
Hope so.
You know it. You know it.
You did a great job. I appreciate you.
I did stuff.
Yes. No, you guys are a great duo. I'm really stoked to kind of, you know, see what you guys got cooking up.
Yeah.
I do have a really hard question to end us off.
Oh, it's 7. That's the answer.
Yes. Dang it. He's good. No. All right.
Okay.
Soft or hard tacos?
Hard.
Really?
Yep.
About you, Blaine?
Well, my bandmates are all out of San Diego, so I have to go with corn tortillas, traditional.
Boom. That's fair. Soft tacos.
No rice in the
honestly,
tacos, or I get yelled at.
No rice? You got no tacos. People don't mess around with their tacos. That's what I've learned.
I don't mess around with tacos.
That's why I ask every band, because it actually is a really, you know, big issue in our community. So we
I
need
think
to
the
get
last
that
time,
involved.
honestly,
There's a lot of debate on
I
this.
did a hard shell with some bean paste and then wrapped the soft shell over top.
Now
That feels like cheating to me.
I mean, it can be, or it's progressive. I don't know. You know.
Cilantro,
Activating
onions.
the taste buds
Yeah,
right there.
there you go. All right, guys, thank you so much for talking with us today. It is so exciting and so humbling to get to meet you guys and hang out with you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
Definitely.
you all, the Kayakers. We couldn't be here doing this without you guys. And make sure, you know, stream, follow, share everything that, you know, comes with the bands that you love, because that's how, you know, they get to be on the road and continue living the dream and making more solid tunes for us. So why don't you tell the Kaya fam where to find anything, everything Shrub online?
Yeah, so on Instagram it's Shrub Music, Twitter Shrub Music, Facebook we're Shrub. You know, that's where we post the majority of all the information about us.
Yes.
You know, look out for this video on the Kaya Media.
Heck yeah. You know we're all herbivores here, so it's Shrub and the Kaya signing off. We'll see y'all later.